Good afternoon, Girl Scouts, and welcome to our Senior and Ambassadors Day of Girl Scouts Connected, which is our virtual series. My name is Lindsay Roberson. I'm one of the program managers with Girl Scouts of South Carolina Mountains to Midlands here in the Columbia area. So happy that you all were able to join us today. We will get started in just a few. I'll go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, so everyone should be able to see my screen now. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about seniors, or we're talking to our seniors and ambassadors about future financing. So we will get started in just a few. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So today's topic, we're going to be kind of combining two badges together. The first being financing my future, and the second being good credit. So the first financing my future is for our senior Girl Scouts. And the steps are as follows: declare your dreams, decide what you need and want, go comparison shopping, explore your financial aid options, build a blueprint for your future. And for our good credit badge, which is for our ambassador Girl Scouts, that is going to be as steps as follows: get the scoop on credit scores, find out how bank loans work, learn the ins and outs of credit cards, gather real life borrowing stories, and then write your own credit commitment, okay? All right, so as always, we want to start with our Girl Scout promise and law. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. All right, our Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, and make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Thank you, ladies. All right, so the purpose of today's badges, when you've earned these badges, you will have a plan for your educational future, including ideas on how to pay for it. You will also know more about ways to borrow money and understand the importance of establishing good credit. All right, so declaring your dreams. So this is actually step one in our first badge for our seniors. And one thing that you want to think about and really give some true thought in this question is where do you see yourself in 10 years? So make sure that you grab your notebook, pen, pencil. I have some girls that love to just kind of draw out everything as well. So if you want to draw out how you view your life in 10 years, please do. Also, you want to write down what type of career are you looking forward to. In that particular career, what type of education do you need? Do you need to go to a 2-year college, 4-year? You need to find out what it's going to take in order to have that degree. Maybe you need to go to medical school. Maybe you need a master's degree, okay? Also, when you're looking at your education, you want to ask yourself, how much will this education cost me? So am I going to need a student loan? Will I be able to get scholarships? Am I going to need money for books and room and board? Those are all different pieces that you want to think about and write those down in your journal, just so you have a good idea of how much your education is going to cost. So next, let's look at scholarships. So a big part of a Girl Scout Senior Ambassador's job when they are researching where they want to go to school, if that is their desire, is thinking about who's going to pay for it. So one great option is looking into scholarships. So it's very common to get some form of financial aid to pay for continuing education. This aid can come in the forms of grants, student loans, or work study programs, or it can be a scholarship ranging from the dream of an all expenses paid full ride, that's always nice, to even smaller but still very helpful scholarships that might pay for room and board or books. So different types of scholarships that are out there are going to be academic. That's probably one of the top scholarships that a person can receive is a scholarship for their academics. Athletics is also going to be right behind that. You have a lot of individuals who will go to college on a full ride for athletics. Also, there are scholarships that are out there for girls that have earned their Gold Award. Sometimes it can just be a one-time scholarship where it pays a little bit for their first year of college, or there's actually scholarships that will give you a full ride just for having your Gold Award. Our particular council does provide or does have two scholarships that girls can apply for as long as they are a senior in high school and they have their Gold Award. Now, we only award two recipients each year, but any girl that has her gold and a senior in high school can apply. So let's take a look at that just to see where it is on our website. So I am going to take you all to our website here. Let's see. All right. So this is our scholarship web page here. And if you scroll down, there's going to be some short write-ups about each scholarship and pretty much how it got its start and its name. So we do have the Chandler Burns Scholarship that will give $1,500 to a recipient. And then we have our Pauline Patterson Memorial Scholarship that will give $500 to a recipient. And we do this each year, okay? So those applications are available in January each year that we do give out that scholarship. And it's all online, super, super easy to do. But you must have your Gold Award and be a senior in high school graduating that year. All right. So we'll go back to our PowerPoint here. And let's just take a look at some other scholarships. GSUSA has done a great job, with putting together a really good list of scholarships for us. So we're just going to take a look at those. All right. So here's the scholarship page for GSUSA. If you continue to scroll down, you will start to see a long list of different scholarships that are available for our Girl Scouts. Now, you don't necessarily have to have your Gold Award for these. There could be a lot of different requirements for each of these scholarships. And as you can see, they are all hyperlinked. So this will take you to the scholarship page for that particular scholarship and that donor, okay? So again, really hefty list here. So I encourage all of our girls that are working now, getting prepared for next year, or if there's still some scholarships out there that have extended their deadline, take a look at these and just see what kind of money is out there for you all to continue your education. All right. So thank you for viewing that with me. We will go back to our PowerPoint here. So that's just a little bit about scholarships. So now we are going to take a dive into our good credit badge. which is our senior ambassadors. However, this is great to start with girls who are in 9th and 10th grade as well, our seniors, our senior Girl Scouts. So let's talk a little bit about credit scores. So credit scores is pretty much a report card on your financial history. Now, when I say report card, it doesn't necessarily give us an A, B, or C, but it does give us a score that is in the form of a 3-digit number. So a 700 or above is pretty much going to be a good standing credit score. And then scores that are 500 and below are considered to be subpar. So that's a little low, but there's many reasons as to why that might be low. It could be that since you are still in high school, you may not have a lot of credit right now. So it's probably going to be a little low because you do have to build up that credit, okay? All right. So what information is used to determine our credit score? And then what makes your credit score go up and down? So there's various things that can be used to determine our credit score. One of the biggest things is how long you have had credit. So if you haven't had credit that long, so maybe it's been less than a year, that's going to kind of determine where you're at. That just means you have a young, if you will, a young credit history. Maybe you don't have a lot of things that are in your name, like a car or a home or things like that, or any other loans or credit cards that might be in your name quite yet. So therefore, that's going to determine your credit score and have it kind of low. Once you do have some credit lines there, what's going to determine that credit score is how much money you have borrowed, how well you pay back your loans or the credit that you've used on a credit card. If you purchase a car, do you pay that bill every month on time? Because that is going to determine your credit score. If you do not pay certain bills on time, that can cause your credit score to start going down or go low. Or maybe you have a medical bill that might be sitting out there that you haven't paid for yet. And once that hits your credit, that can cause your score to go down. So anything that might be a negative hit to your credit score will kind of cause that to go down. But of course, having credit is good as long as you are paying it back on early or on time and for a long period of time. Actually, that is going to help that credit not only build up, but continue to rise. All right. So let's move forward and talk about how bank loans work. So people rarely purchase a home or a new car with cash. Instead, they get a bank or another financial institution to loan them the money to pay for it and then pay back the lender a small chunk at a time each month. And usually that chunk is going to include some form of interest, and it may not be interest within the first year, but interest can start tagging on maybe with that second or third year. Likewise, many students do take out loans to help pay for their college education. Then they pay the loan back after they graduate and find a job. So I want you to take some time to find out the ins and outs of getting a loan. Make sure you do all your research. There's a lot of information out there and a lot of things that you can get into with loans, but you want to make sure that you're being very smart about what it is that you can afford to pay back when you are getting a loan. So different types of loans are going to be a car loan, especially if you're buying a new car. You may want to look into getting a loan that will help pay for that car. You also are going to be looking at home or property loans. When you get to a certain point in life, maybe you are going to be ready to buy your first home, and that is exciting. But you do want to look into possibly having a loan or borrowing money from the bank and getting a loan for that home or property. Of course, there are student loans that are out there, personal loans. Sometimes you may want to fix up a home or fix up your home. And sometimes that can be kind of pricey, a little bit expensive, and you may want to take a personal loan out to be able to do those upgrades in your home. Also, business loans. So there's plenty of entrepreneurs that are out there, especially right now during the pandemic, who may need to borrow money from the bank and for their business. And that money can be used to purchase equipment that they need, purchase the building that they're going to need, or the lot. And what I mean by that is maybe they want to purchase land to build that business up. But really all that money is going straight to their business. So that's another loan that you can look into. Right. So last but not least, we've done a lot of talking about credit cards, just a lot of talk about loans, being prepared, financially prepared for your future. A lot of you ladies are going to be graduating soon, so you want to make sure that you have a good handle on how you want your future finances to look. So a great way to do that is writing your credit commitment. So take everything you've learned so far and create your credit commitment. Make sure it includes at least 3 personal guidelines for how or when you will borrow money in the future. Whenever you think about borrowing money in the years to come, you'll be able to refer to your code for guidance. Okay? So some of the individuals that you are going to want to talk to are going to be family, friends, and experts. Experts is probably going to be number 1, because you want to make sure that you are being responsible and smart about getting a credit card and making sure that you can afford to pay that back, or you can afford to have that. Getting your student loans. Maybe you want to have more scholarships than you do student loans. So you definitely want to make sure that you talk to experts about that. So that can be financial counselors, loan officers. If you have a bank account, you can always set up a meeting with your bank or with your bank's loan officer to get all of that information. Also, you want to talk with your family and friends because a lot of them may know just from experience. And also, those are going to be the individuals that can hold you accountable with your credit commitment. You also want to include some borrowing guidelines. Maybe when you get out of college, maybe you only want to have a credit card, and maybe you're not ready to borrow money from the bank or get a loan. So you want to make sure that you are being smart about that. And as always, don't forget to save, okay? We're not going to say that it's right or wrong to have a credit card or to have a loan, because it does depend on what it is that you're going to need financially in life once you get ready to go off to college and even after college. But during all that time, if you have to borrow money or if you're looking at getting a credit card, don't forget to also save your money at the same time. So one great thing to have is a piggy bank, and this is mine here. We just kind of throw our loose change in there. This is actually pretty heavy now, but this top will count the money as we put it in there. But this is one of our ways of saving money. There's plenty of people that may save money in the forms of envelopes, and each envelope is labeled for their needs and then their wants, like entertainment and things like that. Or if they need toiletries or food, things of that nature, they separate their money and just put them in envelopes. So that's really good as well. But don't forget, you can always start a savings account with your bank just to make sure that you are saving money in case you need that on a rainy day. Okay? All right. So next steps, of course, we did not finish all of the steps today, but we simply gave you an insight for both financing my future and the good credit badge, okay? So just remember to go back through all of these steps, which is dream your dream, declare your dream, decide what you need and want, go comparison shopping, explore your financial aid options, build a blueprint for your future. And then for our good credit badge, that is getting the scoop on credit scores, find out how bank loans work, learn the ins and outs of credit cards, gather real life borrowing stories, and then write your own credit commitment. Okay? All right. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please let any person from our program team know, because we would love to help you during this time, during that journey of you learning everything about finance, okay? So just as a reminder, Girl Scouts Connected is going to look a little different after today based on your feedback. We will be taking just a short break from our 3 p.m. series. However, we're going to continue the very successful Girls Only Lounges. Those series are every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Next Tuesday, we are going to be making rainbow popcorn that's being led by Miss Lauren, also known as Pudding. So make sure that you visit our website to get all the supplies that you're going to need. The Rainbow Popcorn Supplies is live on our website as we speak, so make sure you go check that out. And remember, even though we are taking a little break from our 3 p.m. sessions, you'll be able to see some other fun programs that's going to be sprinkled throughout our websites. Also, stay connected with our Girl Scouts at Home, which is a virtual program series through GSUSA. You can visit our website, click on virtual programs, and you will be able to connect with Girl Scouts at Home through GSUSA by hitting the Register Now button. So we thank you, ladies, for being a part of our Girl Scout Connected series. Those patches are in the shop. So if you wish to purchase one, just connect with Kayla, who is in our shops, and make sure that you purchase your Girl Scouts Connected badge, which is from our virtual program series. We thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Bye, everyone.